worse, we just keep it down inside. Yeah, you and I, both longing for expression for the things we like, but we stay quiet. Hold me now, tell me things, tell me all about how you feel. Just let yourself go. Say it loud, wake the world on the other side, make it real. Just let yourself go, just let go. Ooh, just let go. Oh yeah, just let go. Ooh, just let go. Just let yourself go. Let yourself be and you. We're holding back each other in the things we do. It's all so blue. Yeah, what if we could grow just like the flowers through the concrete? Just you and me. Hold me now, tell me things, tell me all about how you feel. Just let yourself go. Say it loud, wake the world on the other side, make it real. Just let yourself go, just let go. Ooh, just let go. Oh yeah, just let go. Ooh, just let go. Just let yourself go. Let yourself be and you. We're holding back each other in the things we do. It's all so blue. Yeah, what if we could grow just like the flowers through the concrete? Just you and me. Just let go. Ooh, just let go. Oh yeah, just let go. Ooh, just let go. Just let yourself go. 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 Just let yourself go. Let yourself go.
The minute that I saw you, I was gone. Ringing from my head into my bones. Baby, got me feeling like a toast. Damn, it's sunny, should've brought less clothes. I gotta have you one last time, take you off my mind. One last night for a last goodbye. I gotta have you one last time, one last night, one last night for a last goodbye. Man, I feel so damn weak when you text me, you got needs only I can satisfy. And I don't
my past. So insecure about myself when I met you. Won't you give me any warning? I've been thinking about you day and night and day and night. To be honest, I just don't know what to do next. 'Cause I'm the one with a broken heart, waiting for you to come out and save me. I'm a mess, need to untangle, and I'm a fool for you, baby. Fool for you, baby. Waiting for you to come out and save me. Fool for you. You were making me so sure in a heartbeat. All of my doubts disappearing at last. You made me fall without saying a sentence. Won't you give me any warning? I've been thinking about you day and night and day and night. To be honest, I just don't know what to do next. 'Cause I'm the one with a broken heart, waiting for you to come out and save me. I'm a mess, need to untangle, and I'm a fool for you, baby. Fool for you, baby. Waiting for you to come out and save me. Fool for you. I know it isn't logical. That's something that you do to me is chemical. I know it isn't logical. Something that you do to me. I'm the one with a broken heart, waiting for you to come out and save me. I'm a mess, need to untangle, and I'm a fool for you, baby. Fool for you, baby. Waiting for you to come out and save me. Fool for you. Strangers again. When you stepped into my life, such a magic feeling when you tore down my walls. I wish I could go back to right before you told me I'd try to change it all. But look at us now, could have gone so far. It hurts to realize we're parted. Yeah, look at us now, this is who we are. And I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again. Strangers again. We're like strangers again. I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again. We'd never fall, could have tried much harder. All we have are scars. You said we'd get so high, higher up than heaven. You said we'd reach the stars. But look at us now, could have gone so far. It hurts to realize
again. We're like strangers again. I just know things will never be the same. Like strangers again. Like strangers again. Strangers again. Now that we parted, I better get started. It's time to get my head up again. You said that you had to. I'll try to forget you. Just didn't think we'd end up this way. Like strangers again. Strangers again. Like strangers again. Oh, I know things will never be the same. Like strangers again. Like strangers again. Like strangers again.
Can't find a time where I can tell ya what I feel now. Been biting my tongue for a while. The words just wanna come out. I'm too afraid to be rejected. It's so expected. I feel like I'm out of my mind, but I know I can't deny you. I am so alienated. Sitting on planet X. I'm becoming the person I've hated. Wonder what will happen next. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like a charge around us that just feels right. Can't get my head around it. I can never hit the brakes. Every time you touch me, babe, you send me right out into space. You send me right out into space. Right into space. I'm not the kind of person who is sentimental, but this thing is making me soft, giving into my damn heart. It feels like I am losing my grip, going crazy, 'cause this doesn't make any sense. You're broken down all my defenses. No way back to the old me. When I'm stuck here on planet X, I'll become the person I've hated. Wonder what will happen next. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like a charge around us that just feels right. Can't get my head around it. I can never hit the brakes. Every time you touch me, babe, you send me right out into space. You send me right out into space. Right into space. My head tells me to stop, but there is nothing I can do now. When I'm with you, I lose myself. I feel good. Oh, yeah, I don't know why. It's like a charge around us that just feels right. Can't get my head around it. I can never hit the brakes. Every time you touch me, babe, you send me right out into space. You send me right out.
Morning, everybody, and welcome to the Olympian Table. Getting ready for July the 4th. How do you feel about that, James?
Man, hey, it's on a Monday. Those are always Those kind of stink for me when the holiday
It
falls
stinks.
on a Monday.
I prefer it on a Monday. I prefer
Really?
it when July the 4th on a Monday. Yeah, it gives us a sort of long weekend. Yeah, the wife's gone out and got the ribs ready and
Well, I
everything.
prefer a Friday or a Thursday. I don't know. Call me.
Friday. I've never heard of that part of a pig.
Oh, you never?
No.
Never.
Is that a new part?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the celebration, of course, of our independence, and I'll take advantage of it. The time I'm gonna go down and see my mother. I haven't been up to my mom's house in a while, so that'll be a good trip for us.
Where does your mom live?
She lives probably about 3.5 hours away from here, so about Central Texas area. So we're looking forward to it. And put your mic up a little bit closer to you, Steve. Some volume, Everett. But yeah, so it's going to be a little bit of a drive for me, but I'm looking forward to it. Just to relax, you know. You relax. My brother says they've been kind of working on getting the pool cleaned out, and we just kind of sit around and take in some of this heat wave.
Oh, I'm struggling with. I just told you before we started. I'm struggling with this heat.
I think we're all struggling with it, Steve.
You know, and hopefully, you know, we'll have a bit of rain. Apparently, we've got some coming in today and tomorrow and the rest of the week. But they say it's coming, but it never comes.
Well, that's the thing, right? So I kind of live out in the boonies a little bit, south of Houston, and I get the forecast, man. But it seems when I look on the radar, it just avoids my house. Our neighborhood, it just when it's coming, the system splits.
The rain comes in and then it splits.
Yeah, it's just kind of splits.
Goes around your house.
Yes, because my grass is looking like hay, man. It is on the edges. It's looking pretty terrible around there. So we need some rain, and I know there's many parts of the city that are under fire bans or whatever. So we don't want to get to the point to where we can't use any water. So you know how that goes.
Yeah, well, the rain situation, we're officially in a drought. You know, we're only allowed to. What's the latest thing? We can water our lawns. Is on Mondays and Thursdays. If you're
is that it for the city of Houston?
The city of Houston, Harris County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can water your yards on a Monday and a Thursday if you're on an even number, and other days if you're on an odd number.
Brazoria hasn't gone there yet, at least in my area, for as far as restricting.
Yeah, but you're a little bit more south, which sort of makes it easier. Yeah. But hopefully we'll see some rain this week. You know, we need to. I just hope the fires don't start as well.
Well, yeah, that's the danger in it, especially with Independence Day. People start popping the fireworks. Speaking of, did you hear that in the show in Galveston, they've gone away from actual fireworks. They're gonna do drone. It's like a drone show or something like that.
Well, I think that's a better idea.
You don't get the same.
You don't.
But for those folks that deal with like their pets being afraid or people that have PTSD, those kinds of things, you don't have to worry about that. But I know they've done that like Super Bowl and that kind of thing, so it looks pretty cool, all the different designs. But I don't know. We'll see.
Go with the flow and go with the times.
There's still going to be people out there, doing the fireworks thing. So we just say
but
be
it'll
careful.
Be interesting when people think about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Be careful. I see the fireworks stand popping up all along the freeway. But if you do decide to buy actual fireworks, just be responsible. Be careful. They are dangerous to do. We enjoy them, but
they're illegal in Harris County, aren't they?
Yeah, you can't do them in the city.
Yeah.
Either. So
one of our agents, 3, 4 times a year, that they have 2 fireworks stands.
Fireworks stands. They make a lot of money on those stands, man.
Yeah. I can't get into that. I don't know. She never tells me.
Well, if she told you, she might have to kill you, right?
Me no comprende.
Speaking of fireworks, man.
So let's talk fireworks.
Speaking of fireworks, there's just one little thing. I know we didn't have our normal show last week, but I grabbed an article last week, and it was talking about the Chicago police. You know, Chicago is one of those areas where there's a lot of
for lack of Chicago,
lack of better words, fireworks. Guns, gunplay going on out there. but they passed a law that the Chicago police are no longer allowed to chase people on foot if they're running away. I don't know why that had to be passed a law.
But what happens to all the good footage for the film?
Well, the cops shows, they gotta cut. Well, you can still get the footage. You just can't shoot them. I guess if they run away, you're not supposed to chase and shoot them, is what they're saying. They are actually banned in doing that, which I don't know. I mean, most of the cops the videos that I've seen, a lot of the cops, they're not in really good shape anyways. So that might be a help for them. I don't want to paint everybody with that brush.
Okay, I will then.
Some like cookies. Who knows? But yeah, that happens for sure. But I mean, it's one of those things where they don't have to worry about that in Chicago anymore. The city of Chicago, I would say. I don't know about the surrounding suburb areas.
City of Chicago is fabulous.
I like Chicago.
I love living there, visiting Milwaukee.
My cousin lives there, so I enjoy going to visit. So,
but that's pretty interesting. But the way Chicago is, though, I mean, as a metroplex, and obviously with the bad guys knowing that makes it even worse. Oh, he's not going to chase me.
He's not going to chase me, right? Well,
he's not allowed to chase me. That's the worst part.
That's the worst part. You're exactly right. Because it's not for the law-abiding people. It's for the guys that are out there doing the foolishness, doing those kinds of things. So that's what we got to worry about.
Yeah.
But anywho, a little bit of market news. And so this happened at the last, I guess, recession, if we want to call it. JP Morgan lays off hundreds of employees in their mortgage division as interest rates spiked,
But there's a lot of financial institutions
that are doing that.
That are starting to lay off people.
I heard Wells Fargo did that as well. You said Tesla's laying off?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks are doing it when it comes to...
Elon Musk beginning to piss a few people off.
Oh, yeah, he is. He is. It's just been expensive.
Incredible businessman, but I mean, just at times I just think for the betterment of him and for what he's trying to do, I wish he'd keep his mouth shut.
Yeah. I can remember in 2008 when we had the crash. They had this thing called implodometer, and the implodometer was basically you go to a website and it was like a chart of all the banking lending institutions. And it just had a list of everybody who had gone out of business, either gone out of business or who had been acquired or merged with another company. And it was kind of scary because you didn't want to be working at the company and see the name of your company on that list.
That was a bit like the .com times, I would have thought. But going back,
there were some.
Going back to the Elon Musk thing, I tell you what worries me about Elon Musk. The man is a genius. Is the most wealthiest person in the world. I would hate him to be in a position of, imploding. Do you understand? Because there's so much good that he could do in so many different lines of life.
My fear is that he'd be spread so thin.
Because of his opinion, whether they be right, wrong, or indifferent.
Well, there's opinions.
What? Yeah, I know, but somebody that could do so much more for humanity, which is more important, in my opinion. Humanity. He could do so much more for humanity and the planet, visiting another planet.
Who says that he can't do that? Right? He can still do that.
Yeah, but having the level of opinions that he does at times, sometimes he upsets a lot of people.
Well, being in that position of power, you're gonna upset some people, but you can't. If you're trying to please everybody,
matter? So if it's a good decision, do you need money to have an effect on life?
Well, see, it all depends on what you're talking about. Because I want to make sure we're focused on the right thing. If you're saying that him being in a position of power and the opinions he has about certain things is a danger. I think that's all. That's subjective.
I just think at times he's political with what he says. and I don't think he should be.
And why is that?
I know where you're going. You're pulling me through to the Twitter thing, but it's
Oh, no. I'm not pulling through anything.
But it's
But
not.
Why shouldn't he be able to have his own opinion, be it political or not?
Because I feel that, how could I explain this? I feel that he's got so much riding on, I think Tesla, for one. As an investor of Tesla, all right, I've got a lot of my retirement in Tesla. If Tesla goes belly up, then that will, affect me. It'll affect my family. It'll affect everything. And I feel that his number one priority, he started off with Tesla saying he'd commit to it. And I feel that sometimes with some of the things he says, I think it affects some of the spheres he's getting in. There's a famous saying, be the master, was it? You can be the jack of all trades
and the master of none.
Yeah. And I feel at times he suffers with that. But I mean, the guy's a genius. Don't get me wrong. Elon Musk is the genius of the planet. But at the same time, you can have a business, and if it's not managed properly, you can have the best idea if it's not managed properly. There's some people that say horrible things about him. Well, do you know what? I don't agree with it. I don't believe... I believe them things about him, but as an Olympian, I guess what I also think. His standards are a little bit higher, perhaps, than some other people's, because that's why he's successful.
Mm-hmm.
But at times, I just wish he didn't have such a strong political opinion, because I feel with all the things, if he can pull off all the things that he's got, all the projects that he's got, I think he would... Nobody else in my lifetime, your lifetime, even our lifetime before us, would achieve to what he is.
So you think it's because of his position and what he's involved in, he shouldn't have?
No, I don't think he shouldn't have. I just think he should pick his words more carefully.
Right, okay. Yeah, so he should mince his words.
He should just be a bit more careful what he says, because we need everybody's support for what he's trying to do. And you know how volatile, especially America, is.
Yeah, I also know how soft America has become as well, and how in their feelings America has become. I don't think a man's word should be censored just because he holds a
censorship.
Essentially, that's what it is. If he has to watch what he's saying,
no, it's not.
It's essentially that.
No, it's not censorship.
In my opinion, it is censorship. If I gotta watch what I say and not be,
censorship.
Hold on, let me finish. If I gotta watch what I say,
censorship is completely different.
If I have to watch what I say because it's gonna hurt someone's feelings, then that's censoring me or keeping me from being able to speak how I feel about something. And it shouldn't be that way.
Okay, let's talk about censorship then. Censorship, January the 11th. The suppression or prohibition of any parts of books, films, news, etc. that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or threat to security.
There you go.
No, it's not.
That's exactly what you just
That's
said.
not what I just said.
You said
that's
he
not
has
what
to
I said,
watch
James.
his words because
in
they're
ancient
political.
Rome, the office or position of censor. It's not what I said. All I'm asking him for is to be a bit more diplomatic.
You didn't say
in what he
diplomatic.
said.
You said watch what his words are because it's too political. Diplomatic is different.
I want him to be a bit more, of him to think of more what he says. Okay, so now let's get on to the meat of it. Where I'm going is January the 6th with what we said yesterday. You won't even look at that January the 6th. For the country that's got the freedom, and you've got the freedoms, and you can't even bring yourself to the time to look at the videos to even inspect it. It's a waste of time. Your words to me the other day was, it's unthinkable.
No, what I said was I think it's a waste of the
time.
country's time putting it on prime time television. That's what I said. It was a waste of time.
Can you pull up that video that I put on this morning? And the text from people in the background. Trump wanted to go back to the Capitol. The Beast. He was in the Beast, and he grabbed the Beast. All this stuff that's coming out. Can you do that, Everett?
Yeah, no problem.
He was at the very beginning of the first article that I sent you.
So we're moving from an Elon, or what are we doing?
No, it's the same thing. It's basically the same thing. So what I'm saying to you is, do you think Trump stopped people saying their views at the highest level with all that January the 6th thing? Because he was telling people, all right, this is what you're going to use, this is what you're going to tell them. But you haven't watched the news to even find out what was said.
I don't have to watch the news to find out what was said. I can tell you now that Trump's not a diplomatic speaker. He doesn't speak diplomatically. He doesn't watch what his words are. He just says what he wants to say, kind of off the cuff.
And is that a good thing for a president?
Is it a good thing for any individual? Of course, with the
President's
position
a different person.
but we're not talking about the presidency with Elon Musk. The comparison is apples and oranges.
No, not really. Because
It is.
It isn't, because I do think there'll be a time when Elon Musk will want to go for...
But he's not, though. You're moving the goalpost on me. We're talking about Elon Musk in the position that he's in now, and what he says,
If you want to
be it
shake up this
political
country,
or not,
Elon Musk is the one to do it.
either it's political or not, it's different. Should he have a political opinion? Absolutely.
Of course he's
Should
allowed
he
to do
should
it.
he be able to say what he wants to say politically? Yes, I think he should. Anyone else can say what they want to say.
Mm-hmm.
The likes of Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and Bill Maher and all the other ones, they say whatever they want to say about anything politically. Why does this man have to watch his words? I don't agree.
Okay, I don't see a video that you sent me at all. Did you send it to the right email, or did you send it on Discord?
I didn't see a video link in Discord about that,
Right?
but it may be
We'll
in
have
the.
to check. We'll have to-
I think you
we'll-
were
we'll have
you were
to-
putting
it's
some stuff in the.
admin links.
Oh yeah, that's what it might be.
That's what the problem is. I just don't think it makes sense the way it's labelled at the moment.
We can change that, by the way. You just let me
Yeah.
know how you want to do it.
You see it now?
It's the one with the lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trump launched a steering wheel on January the 6th demanding to be taken to the Capitol building against basically Secret Service. But what's coming out now, all the text, this lady that's...
Oh yeah, you put all of these in there.
This lady is basically coming out and saying that, you know, all the things that people were saying against all the corruption. And I'm not bothered whether you're Republican or whether you're Democrat. Corruption's corruption. And the part that it was interesting, I was watching a European channel the other day, and it was saying it was quite interesting because, you know, America's got a 300-year document, and you live by your document.
The Constitution.
Yeah, the Constitution, and it don't seem to be working too well at the moment.
Okay, got it.
No. I mean, how many amendments, James, has the amendments got?
6. Hold on. Don't make me lie to you.
No. For somebody that knows, come on, for somebody. How many amendments do you have?
How many do we have?
Yeah. How many?
I'm looking.
No, yeah, but no, you come on. You should know for your history. I mean, do you?
Oh man, I've never claimed to be a history buff, but I know it's in the 20s, 25, 26 amendments that have been done.
What's the what's the five? Is it 5 parts of the amendment?
What's that said again?
There's 5 sections of the amendment. There's 5
Of the
sections
Constitution.
of the Constitution.
Ooh, it's 33.
All right, here.
Because it'd be interesting to go on the street and see how many people know.
All right, there's the video. Do you guys want some?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right.
What is this though? What are
Well,
we watching?
you haven't watched it before. You're going to find out.
I'm not gonna. I mean,
This lady. No, well, you know that's Liz Cheney, who the lady who, for some reason, I'm not coming up on my regular. Here it is. There was an emergency meeting yesterday with the committee, and this lady was one of the aides to the president, not Cheney. And the lady's name is, as you play it, it'll come up. Can you play it, Everett?
No problem.
They've acted during the steel, resistant but listened to Pence thoughts to make it right. Was intrigued by pardon deal. Seemed to be like attending inauguration talk. To Kayleigh McKenney on January the 7th shows what Mr. Carry on.
Okay.
I just hope this is correct to where I understand. But Cassidy is an aide to, I believe, President Trump and Mark Meadows. And basically, she came forward. This is the second testament. This is the second testimony that she's done. And this one's a little bit different than the first one. And it says, if you, I'm going to read it as you run it. Can you do that? Everett, without it affecting the sound? You need to put the sound up.
Well, once he puts it up, if he runs it, it takes your sound out though. It's not going.
Hold on. I think I can actually fix that real quick. And then we typically gonna start.
I also think it's worth, because you are technically the boss of the cabinet secretaries, and you know conversations progress. You should be ready to take action on this. I'm concerned with you for the positioning with this. Reach out to me more than I've got any questions. I can be helpful with at all. To recall discussion about the President's speech on January the 7th.
It sounds like it's pushed to that mic or to your mic. It's not coming through his.
Just stop it there. There's no point in us going this way ever. This is just taking us nowhere. There's no point in doing a podcast if people can't hear the sound.
You just put it back on his regular sound.
Okay.
Yeah, but that means I've got to read everything, which just makes no
Yeah.
sense. It just makes no sense.
But we can put the link available if you want to make
Okay.
it
Put
available.
the link and people can do it.
Available.
You know what I mean?
In
It
the
still, it still
description.
doesn't answer our problem, what we've got to sort out from our end. But, basically, with
She's an aide. She was on Trump's staff.
and
Is
she
what
was
you're
hearing
saying.
stuff, and all these. I'm not bothered whether you're a Republican or whether you're a Democrat. Okay, at the end of the day, there's the oath that you take, and I've got something interesting I'm going to show you for the next meeting actually, and it involves how politicians, what you spoke about, increasing wealth.
Oh yeah.
I've been working on little spreadsheets which I'm going to share
Oh
with
yeah.
you next week.
They get rich.
All right, and it's pretty interesting. It really is. What this basically says is how Trump urged armed supporters to storm the Capitol that day, and he knew. He said the Secret Service, all the Secret Service tapes has been released. Says how there was people in the tree with guns.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just think it's sad, to be perfectly honest, when you see that. I'm not bothered with Republican, Democrat, and you know, you made another comment to me the other day when you turned around and you said that there's not that many people watching. On one of the videos, there was like 3 million people watched the first one, I think.
Yeah, but those numbers, when you're talking about
I know
prime
when you
time,
talk about
yeah.
that compared to population, but I mean, there's 240 million. How many of them are children? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it'd be interesting to see how many people, you know.
What I don't know is if it counts online views in those numbers. Because those Nielsen ratings are a little bit different. They're like, you know, the TVs and
What
stuff.
are they, Nelson? You said Nelson? right?
Nielsen
Nielsen.
ratings, yeah.
Oh, they keep sending me the dollar bills.
Yeah.
It's-
But nevertheless, we
Yeah.
know there's.
See,
I'm
I
not
don't think
surprised.
I don't think it's a waste of time, because I think stuff like this goes on because you think we got our opinions, you think what it's like with people all over the country that got their opinions. You know, people, Russia have got their opinions.
Oh,
North
yeah.
Korea's got their opinions, and
Oh,
they're just
yeah.
using this as fodder to throw back at us. And that's why I think it's important that it's taken out, you know, properly. And I think all participants in everything should participate in it and try and learn what's going on, because I think it's been done pretty. My personal feeling on Cheney has risen, to be perfectly honest. I have no problem voting Republican in the event that I see that, you know, nothing's being covered up and things are being done, because that's the problem with whether they're Democrats or otherwise. I think they just need to be a bit more, you know, out there. But apparently, Cassidy Hutchinson, you were saying there's been threats to her life.
Oh, really? No, I'm not cool with that.
There's been threats to her life. I don't agree with the whole Kavanaugh thing with demonstrating at his house.
Right.
The guy lives, whether you agree with his policies or not.
Yeah, you bringing it to my house. That's,
you know, that's
not cool.
It's not. What do you think about that guy? I mean, I know you spoke about it previously. In hindsight now, I don't know, who was the guy with the gun outside his house with his... Remember him and his wife was outside the house and they was demonstrating about something.
White couple?
Yeah, white couple.
No, they were. I think those people, they were trying to. Either they said somebody was trying to come to their house, or they were pointing the gun. People were protesting, and they went out there, you know, pointing their gun, which you cannot do that. I mean, you can get people off your property. Don't get me wrong,
So
but
what's your feeling about driving down the streets and having a 9mm Glock on your dashboard?
on your dashboard. I don't know. I've driven in my car with my gun on the seat, not on my dashboard. As a matter of fact, last night, everything was I had on some sweatpants, and I was, in the drive-through, whatever. It was, I live in a pretty good neighborhood, but I went to go grab a bite to eat, but I still had it with me, and it was just on the seat. In the dashboard, I think is a little bit overt, because the idea is that it can be, hidden. Somebody sees it, they might think you're a threat or you might be doing something. So that's just kind of my thought with it.
Next point. Mr. Watson, originally from the Texans, settles a 20 to 24 sexual misconduct cases against him. Women's lawyer says. I think all I can say on that is, all right, whatever pill he's been taking, he needs to give me some more, know what his secret is.
Honestly, I don't know that
I don't like the misconduct
in
part.
yeah. Here's the thing. What goes on through your mind to think that you have the right to rub your member on a person that's providing you with a service?
Oh.
Well, what has to take place in the environment for you to think, oh yeah, this is a good idea, I'm gonna go ahead and do this? What do you think has to happen?
Where did it happen?
As I understand, it happened in the salons, the parlors, or they might have come to his house.
It happened in these Massage.
The massage part, yeah, the what areas, and I think some of them may have come to maybe to his house or wherever his hotel room or something.
I'm trying to work out how I put this.
You want to be diplomatic?
I'm trying to be diplomatic. Is it a is it a risk that comes with the job?
I think it can.
I told
That's why you have to
told
be
you I was trying to be
prudent.
diplomatic.
I think it can. You got to be prudent in who you deal with. I absolutely think it can.
Because to be perfectly honest, I think a good masseuse would basically turn around and say, if anything started, there's the door,
Right.
get out the door, and never ever bother coming back. We are not that type of
Right.
environment.
Right.
It's a bit like somebody coming into my real estate company and wanting to do something in an unethical way.
Right.
And we have done. We turned around and said, no, we don't do that. It's not something we're going to start. There you go. That's the way.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And that's just my feeling on it.
So would you say that since most of the stories that hasn't been the case, it's been, oh, well, he did X or he did that, blah, blah, blah. One, he even apologized
I
like the
think it's
next
just that
day.
he's got the money. I just think he's got the money.
That's my thing.
He's got the bag.
Because why all of a sudden, I'm not saying nothing happened, but why all of a sudden one person does it and then now there's 24 other people that all of a sudden, oh, yeah, he did this to me too. And he settled the rest. I mean, if he can pay you off, apparently it wasn't that big a deal. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, there's one case still pending criminally. Guess where it is? Brazoria County. Still pending a grand jury. So it could still be a criminal issue with that one. I don't know, who the person or who the victim is.
I've got another
But it's there.
I've got another question now
What's that?
with this particular thing. And it sort of relates to what you said in Brazoria County. To the best of my knowledge, these type of environments have to have licenses, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So why wasn't the inspectors inspecting these places to see that it wasn't happening anyway?
I mean, I don't know. It wasn't
You see
publicized.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. What if it wasn't though? What if it wasn't going on? It was just with him. Like they came to his hotel room or something.
Have they checked? Do you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
sure there's got to be. I'm sure they have
To see
to
if some of
check.
that behavior was taking place
Yeah.
already.
Because to me, it's a big if. If it was Deshaun Watson, it might have been going on with other people.
Now, one thing I will say, when you get in that position, and you make the kind of money he makes, there are people that are, they're out to take advantage of you. They'll extort you and try to, get you in a position to where they can do something to you. But he was a bit reckless, because there was no deniability for him. I mean, he obviously did something that made these people uncomfortable. And one, even in the case to where he had to call and apologize to her the next day because she was in tears or whatever the case is. So they got him, either sending a message or sending a text or something, apologizing for how he made her feel. So something took place is all I'm saying.
Obviously.
So I don't know. I think people get caught up in his social media life. And I think he contacted some of them through social media and, set up the appointments and all that kind of jazz. But, man, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. I'm sure.
As I said to you a few times, people say, "Oh, like, wish I was this person. I wish I was that person," and
you don't realize what comes with it.
You've got to be more aware on so many more levels that people just do not understand. Lucky enough, I've never been in a position you know, the likes of some of these really famous people, you know, the Simone Biles or Christopher Deans, the Jane Torvilles. I wouldn't have their life for, you know, I might want their financial side of
Right.
it to be easier. That'd make life easier. But the truth of the matter is, what comes with that is just, it's not worth it, in my opinion.
Right.
It's just not. Now, you know me, I like a little bit of humor. I just want to thank you for putting number 5 in
Number
on that
5.
list.
Which one? Hold on. Which one? Where we at?
Number 5, I think, is very, very funny. Everybody gets a discount on gas in California.
Oh, that one. That's one I just put the link. In the
I think let's lighten it up a little bit. If anybody wants any cheap gas, you've missed your chance, but you should have gone to California
Oh my goodness.
about a week ago. This guy has no longer got his job. So don't complain about not having a job anymore. If you've got it ever. An unemployed California gas station manager who was fired mistakenly, setting prices at 69 cents, is trying to pay back 20,000 in losses to his former bosses.
Now, don't get me wrong. He made a mistake, an egregious mistake, right? He misplaced a decimal point. Gas was supposed to be $6.99, and he made it 69 cents, right? So, by the time he figured it
I
out,
wonder what his boss said. I wonder what his boss said by the time. It's like, how do you call your boss up and say,
oh,
I missed the decimal point?
oh my
Mr.
goodness.
Smith, I just want to ask you, I missed the decimal point, and I just want to know what you think is the best way to remedy the situation.
How do I handle that?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. He made a mistake. I get it. Dumbo imbecile, right? But he tried to pay the money back and they wouldn't take it. They wouldn't take the money back from
He
him.
doesn't know where his decimal point goes.
Well, I mean, I guess he's a liability. But the dude tried to give the money back and they wouldn't take it from him. I don't know. I think that's kind of jacked up, in my opinion, that they wouldn't take the money and let the dude keep his job. Everybody make mistakes. Not all of us has made a $20,000 mistake, but it happens. But he did set up a GoFundMe, like to try to collect the money, and he got like 24 grand collected. So they wouldn't. I don't know. I think eventually they'll probably take the money from him. But I say get to do this job back, man. Come on. He was the manager. I guess that's why they fired him. It's like, dude, you're in a position of authority. You know, we lean on you to hire people to work here, and you can't get your decimals together. I don't know. It's kind of terrible.
At one point, I owned a gas station
Really?
back in the UK.
Well, a lot of people don't realize there's not a lot of money made off gas in the gas station at all.
That's one of the reasons why I get out of it. You make your money in the store
In the
when
store,
you sell your chocolate
exactly.
bars and your chips and your sodas and your cokes. That's how you make your money.
Because the taxes are so ridiculous on it.
Well, it's not so much that, but even the profits aren't really that much.
Oh yeah, they on the
You
gas for
rely
sure.
on
What you end up
volume.
paying.
And if the volume's not there, you know, the volume shoots through the roof. Well, this is back in the UK, so I don't know the numbers over here. But
Yeah, that was kind of sad,
yeah,
man.
in Europe, the volume shoots through the roof in the summer. Yeah, but I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
69 cents. I'm driving to California just to buy some gas.
That would be the only time I've ever heard
Just to
someone
get that
ever
right?
say that.
So
Yeah.
so speaking in that same vein, I guess if we want to keep it funny, did you hear about this lady who stabbed her husband to death?
I
Or
did
stabbed
actually.
him?
3 times in the throat or something. Was that
She basically stabbed him because she walked up on him looking at some naked pictures of a lady, only to come find out that they were old pictures of her when she didn't weigh as much.
He was probably trying to get a comparison.
Well,
She stabbed this man and is going to jail because she didn't recognize her own pictures, bro.
wow.
And apparently they were pictures where, they had, had a little bedroom play, and he put it out there to where he was, having relations with this woman, and she thought it was pictures of some other woman, but it was just her. I thought that's pretty sad, man. That it had to go there. Why she had to stab the guy? They had a mugshot of her. I don't think it's in there.
Why
Yeah, it's not in there.
Husband after finding photos of him having sex with another woman.
It was pictures of them, old pictures of them. He was just going through maybe an old shoebox or something, because nobody prints pictures now.
But that woman was herself.
But it was her. It was pictures of her slimmer, younger self.
Oh my God.
She didn't recognize. That's unfortunate.
Absolutely.
That is definitely unfortunate. So, oh man.
And then what's going on in Japan?
Well, now June is Pride Month. There's an entire month of it now, and it's a celebration, of course, by the LGBTQ IA plus whatever all the letters. But Japan has actually ruled that gay marriage is not protected by the constitution, by their constitution. They're saying that it was created for bearing and raising children. Yeah, so they stood on their initial constitution. I guess it was up for debate there, and they decided through the courts that they were not going to allow it, or at least it wouldn't be protected by the Constitution. That is. So it's interesting that they did that, or had the ruling even during this month. I guess it's not celebrated over there. There's obviously
but it's very conservative in Japan. It's
very conservative
it's very
there.
conservative.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
You visited Japan, haven't you?
Oh yeah,
I
I've
visited
been there a
Japan
few
years ago,
times.
but I mean, it's a very conservative country.
And although my views are differ from everybody else, I have no ill will against anyone that chooses that to live that way. I will not stand and allow them to be mistreated because of that. But I don't. It's just not my. I don't. My beliefs don't line up with it. But they've got to know that eventually. I mean, this I would say is probably will be temporary for now, because there's a growing. It was big enough for it to get on the docket in the courts in Japan. So I would say there's going to be. You're not going to stop people from doing it. So I say let them live. It's going to be what it's going to be. Everyone, of course, has to follow the law under the rules. What I found that if you want someone to, you can't keep people from being together. Let them be married. Let them know that it's tough for everybody, heteros as well. We all deal with it. So, but anywho, that they were just saying that.
There you go.
What's that?
I said, I will say this again.
Marriage is one big pain in the ass.
Well, it can be. It can be. So I say if someone loves someone, they want to be with them, let them be what they want to be. We can't stop it anyways. I think primarily it started with people wanting to be able to have benefits and, be at a hospital, be able to make decisions. And I think this should be. If you've chosen someone as your partner in life, why should you be banned from being able to act in that way? So it is what it is. That's where we are with it. But that's what took place in this month of Pride Month in Japan. So I thought that was interesting, because I know there's like a big district over there in that area. I can't remember which city it's in. It might be in Tokyo, where it's supported. It's not against the law, of course, but they're just not allowing it to be protected by the Constitution. So, anywho,
How does that work out?
I don't know. It's still a ban. I would guess the same as it was here initially, but then when they started in Massachusetts, being the first state to legalize it, and then it just kind of spread out until it became federal law.
Because it's sort of a sort of a bit of a grey area.
Quite frankly, I think people have more things to worry about other than someone deciding to marry same sex. Why ban this? They're not banning other foolishness, this sex trafficking and all
Which
the
brings
other
us
kind-
on to
At least this would be two people that both consent that they want to be together. How about you put a cap on some of the other foolishness that's going on in the world? But that's neither here nor there.
What's your feeling on this? Let's sort of move on to this
What you got,
horrible disaster yesterday.
man? Was it San Antonio? So, here's my thing. I'm not a proponent for the death penalty at all. I can't be in my beliefs. But whoever drove that truck and organized all of that, if somebody wanted to take him out in the middle of the town square and beat him to death, hey, so be it. Because those people, almost 50 people, to lose their lives in the back of
Heated truck.
they said it was supposed to be climate control, but you and I both know those things get hot. That box truck that you had, it gets hot in those things. It gets piping hot in there. And
Texas is Texas, New Mexico are all on their own. There's no other place like it in Southern California.
the heat, it's ridiculous. So to have those people come across, my thing is, who checked? Did anybody check anything?
Well, but
Coming into, because San Antonio is not on the
have
border.
have you ever been to the border?
Yeah,
Have you
absolutely.
ever driven across the border?
I have.
Have you seen the lines of traffic?
I have.
So what's your answer to the lines of traffic?
Well, my answer, the lines of traffic are ridiculous anyways, but they've got to do their best. Are they catching everything? No. But I would think if you got an 18-wheeler, a tractor trailer, you're checking that. Why wouldn't you check that? San Antonio's not close to the border. I mean, it's close as far as other cities. It's a good distance from the border.
Because that's what I think the problem is on that border. They've got to do a better job.
A better job, man.
No, there's some people out there that need some jobs. Give them some jobs on the border. You know, with all the technology we've got today, I mean, they can actually see into, with the technology we've got now, they can see into some of these trucks. Why can't they look in to see if there's anybody, you know?
Exactly.
You know, use technology. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this, but I just think when it comes to 46 people,
You would figure, right?
Yeah, it's one of
and
things.
And regardless of what people say when they say it's so easy to get into this country, sorry to tell you, it is not easy to get into the United States of America.
It is.
It is not easy.
Well, the northern border is a little easier than the southern border.
Yeah, but no one's
Getting through U.S. immigration. I'm not bothered whether you're from the north or from the south. Getting in through the U.S. immigration system is so difficult.
Well, can you agree this is a fail on the border?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, this is a fail.
Any level, whether you're on
Totally.
the north or the south, I think it's a fail. You know, and the only way you can make it better is to look at the fails. But well, I'll give you an example. When on my first application, when I came over here, I did all the paperwork. Do you know what their reason was for rejection? Because they rejected me down as an Olympian.
They rejected you as an Olympian?
Mm-hmm.
That's for citizenship.
This is what's
For residency.
for the green card.
Okay, the residency.
You do a green
Okay.
card first, and then the U.S. Immigration Service turned me down the first time. All right, and they turned me down the first time. Have a guess what it gone. Just have a guess what it was for.
Was it something wrong on the paperwork?
Nope.
Okay. I have no clue then.
I was overqualified for the position.
Huh?
The official reason that the U.S. Immigration Services turned me down on my first immigration application was I was overqualified for the position.
Of a resident? Permanent resident? So to get a green
the
card?
job, yeah.
Oh, because you were a white male?
No, I was overqualified for the position that I was applying for.
How so?
As an Olympic coach, coaching local kids, all right, to them to aspire to Olympic levels, because there's a whole level to go through. You don't know.
Let me make sure I understand. This was for a job, or this was for a
No,
the
this is
green
how the system
card?
goes. The local employer has to petition. All right, he has to advertise
on your
that
behalf?
job.
Okay, got
Now,
you.
what happens is the local employer has to advertise the job for so long and see what American applicants come in.
Sure.
Then if there's nothing that comes in there that suit a particular position, then you can go outside of your sphere.
Got
and
it.
you can go to other. So I did all the paperwork. Cost me $10,000 for the privilege. All right, with the attorney. Waited maybe 6 months for the immigration service to turn around and say I'm overqualified.
Wow. You remember what the job was? That stinks. Is the business still open?
How can you be overqualified for a job? If it's for kids and for them to learn,
Right.
for them to learn well, how can you be overqualified?
They just didn't want you to come over.
You know,
That's
what
all
makes
that
me
was.
laugh when people say, "Oh, we're letting all these immigrants in, and we're letting all these in, and we're letting these in." It's not a. I don't think it's a case of that. I just think it's a case of what made America was we got the best of many countries coming in here, whether they be engineers, whether they be Olympic athletes, and everything else that goes with that. And that's how we should keep it.
I say beyond that, we even got just people with some work ethic. I've told you my idea to the whole border issue of people coming through. The money that they're paying these fools, like they put them on these trucks, we take that money, set up areas near the border where they can live and work.
They could
paying
work them
into the
trucks.
system. They can work into the system, pay into the system until their time comes to where they can get their appointment, get residency, and move on down the line.
Well,
They're paying the money, but 46 people paid their money and lost their lives.
right.
And then what are they
And the
going to? I
sad-
think they said it was 16 or
And
17
the
other
sad
ones
part is,
that lived.
the sad part is, when people say, "Well, they haven't paid their dues and they don't do," a lot of people that have not got full status do pay taxes. You know that.
Right,
They do pay taxes.
right.
You know, from an ITN number.
Well, even with that, you pay tax on everything you buy.
Right.
There's a tax on it. So it's crazy. But yeah, it's tragic that they lost their lives. And I don't know. We'll see if we hear anything further about it. But that's a fail for sure on us. So
You know.
that's all we got
man.
for today, right,
All right,
man?
guys. Well, we kept it to an hour, which we're getting better.
Yes.
All right, guys. See you next week. Take it easy.
All righty.
All right.